Elizabeth Richey has worn a number of hats in our community, but her current one is running the, Goldbug Foundation?
Yes, sir.
And that's what she's going to talk to us about today. So everybody knows Elizabeth, so let's give her a hand.
Thank you, Troy, and thank you all for inviting me back. I love to come and visit with y'all, always smiling, and just a lot of fun to be here with you. I have left brochures at all of your places. We are in the process of designing a new brochure. The first cover is from our last Thankathon, and I know there are several of you in the room that received phone calls from some of our students just saying thank you for your gift. They didn't ask you for anything, they just wanted to say thank you. Do you ever think about the caliber of the people in our community? It's pretty amazing. Or even those that graduated from Alva High School and are making a difference in other communities. I said that just as a reminder of how important education has always been in Alva from the very beginning. The intense desire of community members to ensure that we had a tremendous educational system in our community is the legacy that the Alva Goldbug Education Foundation builds upon. I'm just going to give a few highlights. I invite you to ask questions. If you want to wait until the highlights are all finished, you can. If you think of something while I'm talking, just pop your hand up. The first time you invited me to speak, we were just kicking off our Distinguished Goldbug program. It's hard for me to believe that we've already honored 2 classes, and now we're getting ready to start the 2017 class. If you need a nomination form, I can get you one. It will be on our Facebook page, probably within the next few weeks. We accept nominations all year long. For fall consideration, they are due by July 1st. Our categories are education, of course, arts, business, athletics, professional, which encompasses sciences and the law, philanthropy, humanitarianism, posthumous, and then we have 2 for non-Alva High School graduates. They are a teacher that made huge impact and also an honorary Goldbug. Last year, it was so cool. We awarded 2 new scholarships in May of 2016. I'm really excited to tell you that we also have 2 new ones to award this May. The Leota Brower McCosker, who a lot of you probably know was Ed Brower's sister, and also the Perry McCosker Scholarship. Leota's husband, Don McCosker, established both of these endowments around the end of the year and sent a little bit extra so that they could be awarded in May. He didn't want to wait. He was excited. So that's wonderful news to report. We have 2 golf tournaments coming up. Glowing for Goldbugs is the 2nd year. It's June 9th at Alva Golf and Country Club. Last year attracted lots of our younger Goldbug alums, which was really, really fun. And the format, I'd never seen a glow golf tournament, but the format is you play the first 9, eat supper, it gets dark, and you play the second 9. Well, the second 9 is pretty comical because they can't see in the dark any better than I see in the dark just driving down the highway, which is not very good. But it's kind of fun to sit in the clubhouse and watch all the balls glow, watch the balls being hit all around the golf course. After we finish our hamburger meal, cooked by Goldbug Rowdy Rangers. We went out to start the second night, and some of the couples had decorated their golf carts, so their carts glowed. It was super fun. I invite you all to come out and eat with us, sign up and play. This one is only $50 a person, just because we want to make things available for all ages, so it's affordable for a young couple. And we had lots of couples, so it was really fun. The other golf tournament is our regular metro area tournament, and it is August 12th at Surrey Hills in Oklahoma City. We've worked with the Surrey Hills manager for the last 4 years. We kind of followed him from Fairfax to Surrey Hills. He loves to have us come. He loves Goldbug spirit. He thinks our folks are amazing, which they are. And so we'll be back down there August the 12th. It will not conflict with any early football games or anything, so we like getting to play about the middle of August. It's open to everyone, designed as an outreach for our metro area alums. But we have about half of the team members drive from Alva to play, and the other half live right there. So it's a lot of fun. Something new this year is our first ever trap shoot. We're working toward March 25th. The Game Rangers are helping us out with that. One of our younger board members, Kai Flater, has been instrumental in getting this off the ground. He knows about those things. I don't, so I think he's pretty fabulous. So it will be a lot of fun. It will be a family type event. Watch for details. They'll be in the newspaper.
Do you know where that'll be held yet?
It will either be, I think it's going to be right out here. Yes.
Gun range.
Yes. And so we're excited about that. I'm excited about learning how it all works. And that's about all the details I have. We have a board meeting tonight, and we'll be finalizing some of those details. But Terry Swallow and a couple of the other area game rangers are interested in helping that. And if people come out and bring their kids, there'll be some gun safety and all of that. So it's a teaching opportunity, as well as a fun opportunity, as well as a fundraising opportunity. So I'm not sure how else you get much better than that. And speaking of our board members, I should tell you who they are. Tonight, we're adding 2 new board members, and one of them is David Manning. And we're excited to welcome David as one of our very newest members. Keith Dale, a local law enforcement officer, is also brand new tonight. Our president is Jeff McAlpin, who teaches at Northwestern and at BJCC. Kai Flater is our vice president. Melissa Fisher is our secretary. Michelle Newton is treasurer. Then we have Renda Beard, Brenda Rose, Paul Kinsey, and then 3 ex officio members are high school principal Les Potter, the high school counselor Tammy Duncan, and then our superintendent, Mr. Parkhurst. We have a very strong board, energetic, diverse as far as background and occupation and age, so it just makes us very cohesive and lots of ideas that get tossed out, and a very energetic group. Last time I visited with you, I gave you some financial information. So I did a quick number count this morning and thought I would share that again this year. We are very close to having $500,000 invested. We're right at $483,000. Last year, that number was $420,000. So we are growing through return and new gifts. Our mini grant program, which is kind of how the whole foundation got off the ground 30-some years ago, has grown also. We had $3,600 to award this year, and I'm proud to tell you we awarded every mini grant application that we received. And for the first time in many years, we had 2 from the high school, which was just exceptional because we have many grant funds for the secondary area and then also for elementary. So last year we had $3,400 to award, and last year also we were able to award each application that was received. An individual teacher can receive up to $250. A group of teachers can receive up to $500. So we're tickled about that. And if you haven't heard about our mini grants, if a teacher sees a need that maybe wasn't thought about at the time the budget was being formulated, and maybe there's not budget money for it, they can make application for us and tell us what it's going to cost, what the project is, their hoped for results, and we can fund that for them. So we're especially excited about that. And scholarships, this year we have $13,300 available to award in scholarships in May for students, graduating seniors of Alva High School, to go to the college of their choice. We have a couple that are specific to Northwestern. The others, they can choose whichever university they are going to attend. All but 1 or 2 are very broad, any major. They just have to meet retention standards and take care of getting their paperwork to the universities, and then when they are actually enrolled and the universities send their statements, we just send the money right to the university. So that's pretty exciting. We have a couple of them that if the student fulfills his or her part of the bargain, shall we say, they are available for 4 years. So it could take the student all the way through their college career, and that's pretty wonderful that we've had donors that had that kind of vision. And then we also have 3 funds. We have a memorial fund, a technology fund, and an alumni fund that can be used for nearly everything. The technology fund is specific to technology needs in our district, but we have $2,700 to award or to use for that this year. So that's pretty exciting. That's $18,000 that we will be able to spend putting back into our district this year, and it's pretty exciting. It helps us continue the excellence in education, and oddly enough, one of last year's distinguished Goldbugs came back and saw what we were doing, toured the high school, and the next week after he got home, he called me and he said, "It's my turn to help and give back," and told me, "This is what I want to do," and Mr. McCosker set up those 2 scholarships. So that's what we're about. And you know, when we get to have people back for distinguished Goldbugs, or even get to visit with them at our golf tournaments or anything else that we host and invite alums back, that's where you hear the best stories. You know, I had heard a long time about Ed Brower and Ann Brower. Well, when Don McCosker was telling me about his wife Leota, Ed's sister, and her work with disabled and handicapped students, I learned even more, and even came to find out that Don and Ed were on the same high school basketball team together, and Don designed all of he was an engineer, or he is an engineer, still is interested in engineering. That's what he did before he retired. He designed all of the electrical stuff for Ed's parents' home that they moved to, their last home that they moved to. Just all of this neat stuff that you don't ever find out about till you get them back and you get to visit with them and you get to listen and find out their passions and their joys in life and how you can serve. So I think those are all of my highlights. What can I answer for you today?
Of that money you said you're giving out, is some of that, you kind of indicate we have this year to give out, is that some of it one-time money, or is it all just interest on the endowment that you have?
All of this is interest that we've earned. I should tell you about, on our mini grant program, we had a couple of people that didn't really realize what the mini grant program was about. And as a result, we've added $6,500 in new gifts last fall to the mini grant program, which next year is only going to make that amount that we can award even greater. So, you know, there's a lot of telling the story that we need to do. We're trying to do quarterly newsletters, just to help do some of that. They are to go to dues-paying members annually, and then it shows up on our Facebook page. So like us on Facebook. That sometimes is the most current, quickest way to get some of our information. But I'm retooling a little bit because I'm not very good at design yet, but I know some people in the community that are, and they have been a big help, like Lynn Martin and his staff. They're wonderful to help me and clean up what I have tried to do. So it's nice that there are people that we can call on for that kind of help, and they help us make things better. They help us be better in the whole process. So that's a very good thing. But yes, all of the money that we have available to spend this year is what we have earned. And we are guaranteed 5% of our endowed funds annually to give away. So that's where we get those funds, those figures. So. And it's based on a 8-quarter rolling average.
How many members do you have?
We have about 30 members right now. We can handle individual members, family members, business members. We don't have a set time that we do a membership drive. We accept memberships all year long. And annually in your membership month, we'll send you a reminder so you don't have to remember to renew.
How often do you meet?
We don't have an annual meeting, so to speak. We have tried that. A lot of people just don't enjoy dry annual meetings. So last year, we put out all of our annual meeting information as a display at our Distinguished Goldbug banquet, and people could take it or they could look at it and leave it there and ask questions. Our board meets once a month for an hour. We are very strict. I think in the 3 years that I've worked with the Goldbug Education Foundation, we've only gone over twice. But people are busy. We need to get in there, take care of business, and let them go on to their next meeting. So.
You talked about stories from graduates. Do you have enough stories about Larry Richey?
Oh my goodness. Well, about the time I think I've heard them all, another one pops up. So, in fact, I heard one just last night, and I was, wowee, you know. It would be nice to be that interesting, but Larry has had enough experiences for the two of us.
Are you guys formulating that into maybe a future book?
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Some of those stories could be passed down to our children and grandchildren, but maybe not all of them.
Would both versions be the same, yours and his?
I don't know. Some of the best ones are, well, of course, Jimmy and Larry and Sue are all products of Alva High School. And maybe my favorite story is, and I think the boys were pretty good at teasing their little sister, but there's a story about a doll that maybe Jimmy took Sue's doll and put it in a tree, and of course she was upset. And so Larry thought he would get it down for her and decided the way to get it down would be throwing a brick at it to knock the doll down. Well, he learned that what goes up comes down, and he still bears a scar where the brick came down and got him in the forehead. So that's maybe my favorite story because it involves all three of the kids. So, but anything else?